Hi guys. So we're going to be looking at two books today. One is called What Do You Do with an Idea? And the other is called What Do You Do with a Problem? So they are both written by the exact same author and illustrator. And we're going to look to see if they have some similar characters, maybe a theme, so like the message or lesson that the author's trying to teach us, and similar settings. So let's compare what's the same and what's different. You'll find what to do with a problem on another video on this YouTube. So here is What Do You Do with an Idea? And as kind of a hint, sometimes I look at the author's message to the reader to try to see what lesson they might be trying to teach us. And here it does say, for shall and ever, always remember a single idea can change everything. Dad. So maybe the author's trying to tell us how important ideas are. One day I had an idea. Where did it come from? Why is it here? I wondered. What do you do with an idea? You can see the idea is the only colorful part on here. At first I didn't think much of it. It seemed kind of strange and fragile. I didn't know what to do with it, so I just walked away from it. I acted like it didn't belong to me. But it followed me. I worried what others would think of it. What would people say about my idea? I kept it to myself. I hid it away and didn't talk about it. I tried to act like everything was the same as it was before my idea showed up. When you try to ignore something, usually you end up thinking about it a little more. But there was something magical about my idea. I had to admit, I felt better and happier when it was around. Look at him dancing around. It wanted food. It wanted to play. Actually, it wanted a lot of attention. Starting to give it some attention, maybe a little bit more color. It grew bigger, and we became friends. What do you notice about what's behind this little boy as he's walking? I showed it to other people even though I was afraid of what they would say. I was afraid that if people saw it, they would laugh at it. I was afraid that they would think it was silly. And many of them did. They said it was no good. They said it was too weird. They said it was a waste of time and that it would never become anything. That probably didn't make him or the idea feel very good. And at first, I believed them. I actually thought about giving up on my idea. I almost listened to them. But then I realized, what do they really know? This is my idea, I thought. No one knows it like I do. And it's okay if it's different and weird and maybe a little crazy. I decided to protect it, to care for it. I fed it good food. I worked with it. I played with it. But most of all, I gave it my attention. My idea grew and grew, and so did my love for it. On the teeter-totter together. I built it a new house, one with an open roof where I could look up at the stars, a place where it could be safe to dream. I liked being with my idea. It made me feel more alive, like I could do anything. It encouraged me to think big, and then to think bigger. It shared its secrets with me. It showed me how to walk on my hands. Because it said, it is good to have the ability to see things differently. I couldn't imagine my life without it. Then one day, something amazing happened. My idea changed right before my very eyes. It spread its wings, took flight, and burst into the sky. Ooh, look at all of that color now. The idea took off. I don't know how to describe it, but it went from being here to being everywhere. It wasn't just a part of me anymore. It was now a part of everything. And then I realized, what do you do with an idea? You change the world. And there you have it. So this little boy, he fed his idea, he gave it his attention, he worked to help it, and eventually it ended up changing the world and it took off all on its own. So I think that there are a couple different morals to this story. It could be that a single idea can change everything, as the dad dedicated to his kids. It could be that you should believe in yourself because people were telling him, oh, that's a silly idea, but then end up being a really good one. So there's a lot of different stories. So in this one, we have the idea, and we have the little boy, and the setting is kind of a lot of different places. It almost looks like it's up in the sky and in like whimsical forests. So I'm curious to see what do you do with the problem and see what that setting and that main character is. And maybe if the problem looks similar or different. Thanks for joining me.